Hi guys, this is Joel with Guitars United here. Today we are at the Summer NAMM 2015, and as a store, we're wanting to change over and upgrade our software. Right now we're using QuickBooks, and it's kind of lacking in a few things when it comes to my particular type of business. And I've been coming to the sessions here at the NAMM show, which is some part of the benefits of coming to the NAMM show. You can learn a lot about your business and your industry specifically. And today I'm at the Tri-Technology Systems booth, Technical Systems booth. And I got Ron and I got Adam here, and I really want them to kind of win me over on why I should move my database over and not just be, just moving the database. I want upgrades. I want this iOS stuff. I want the internet stuff, integration. Right now, QuickBooks doesn't offer that to me, at least my version. And so I've got Ron and Adam. Ron, I'm gonna let them roll. So this is the AimSI Music Store software. Ron, thanks, buddy.
Yeah, thanks, Joel. Well,
yes, sir.
And we do get a lot of people coming in for that exact reason, both people that have been using the software, wanting to know about new technologies, as well as prospects like yourself coming in, wanting to know why should I change over. So one of the big things is that we've been in business since 1984, and our main emphasis in getting into this business was the music industry, setting up for long-term rentals. Since then, we've really taken it and we've made it a full business solution. So we handle your accounting needs, we handle your point of sale, your inventory management. We handle rentals for people that are doing rentals, both short-term and long-term. Lessons, we do repairs, we do e-commerce, so we really do a lot of it. And as far as the software itself, it's really easy. You can set up in a touchscreen environment. We've got a product here that we can simply set up and just do a barcode scan where we don't even need to have a button. So I simply scan it, I hit enter, it's telling me if I don't have enough, it's letting me know that. Otherwise, I can go ahead. I can check out from there. Oops. We can hit our quantity of one.
I caught him off guard here. And
yeah,
I just wanted
a little bit of setup there.
I just wanted to kind of show what it takes to do like a string sale or.
Right. So we're going to go out to our payment screen,
awesome.
Cash, card, whatever it might be.
A lot of options.
A lot of options. Hit it. We print our receipt. Consumer goes on their way happy. They've gone through a nice quick transaction. They bought the product they wanted from your store.
Can you email it to them? Or?
You can absolutely. You can email it, you can print it, you can do both. And it's nice not only for them the convenience of being able to buy the product and move on, but for you now, all of the stuff that's been done in the backs of the office. So this has been removed from inventory. Now I know I have one less. I don't have to think about it. I don't have to run reports. It's simply been adjusted to my inventory in real time and live.
Is it easy to change pricing and stuff like
Absolutely, changing pricing. On any of those transactions, we could have applied a discount. You can set up different discount levels for teachers, for band directors, so that all you have to do is identify the fact that you're a band director, I have your name in my system, it will grab a different price for that same item as if Adam came in off the street. So it's very easy for the point of sale station, for the people working it. I don't have to put in a discount, I simply ask you who you are, I put it in, and it knows the discount.
Super easy.
Super easy.
What are the questions? Okay, so go to the, we do lessons, repairs, and sales. We don't do rentals as of yet, but we're looking into it. We're not too sure we want to kind of venture into that. We're so busy with the lessons and the repairs, honestly. Sure. So show me the repair setup.
So if we come into our repair center, we're going to be able to go in and we're just going to create a new service ticket. And a lot of these you can see I've got buttons created up there so you can kind of customize a little bit, flavor it to your needs.
Quick buttons,
Quick buttons, okay. Exactly. So I don't have to go through menu structures. I can just simply hit a button and it'll open it up.
Super cool.
So you're going to be able to go through and use your same database. So if you had just come in and bought this bottle of Mighty Mist and you were in our database and now you come in later and you want to do a repair, you're already going to be in here so I don't have to add you again. It's going to have all of your information about what you're doing.
So they're all using the same database?
It's all using the same database regardless of the type of transaction you're doing.
That's what we're doing now.
Absolutely. It's all about ease. It's all about keeping track of the information.
Keeping history.
Keeping history,
keep
absolutely.
History real quick?
Forever. As long as you have memory in your computer.
Wow. Yeah. Yeah, QuickBooks gives me a 2-year limitation. It erases everything after 2 years.
Right, and a lot of times what QuickBooks will do too is once you've achieved a level of data that you have in there, they'll force you to go into a new program, an enterprise program or something like that.
Right, yeah.
So,
right now I'm using the 2003 Pro version with the point of sale. So it's old and I keep it offline so I don't get interference from the external world, but still it's just old. It's been working, like I said, it's been comfortable, but we're ready for something new.
And this can certainly be external to the outside world too. Nothing that we're doing here is requiring an internet connection. If you have multiple computers, you'll network those. But in the event that you would want to go out and push something to your website, which we were talking about the e-commerce, so you have the ability to do that as well.
Right. All right, let's see what else. How about scheduling?
So we've got our repair ticket there.
I'm still there, yeah, go ahead.
Yep. So the nice thing about the repair ticket is, if we choose a customer, which I should have done here, let's go in and pick a customer, and we'll see if we've got any data within our demo database here.
Alrighty.
So if Mike Anderson has purchased anything from our store in the past, you were asking about how it kind of all works together and maintains history. We've got a history button down here. We've got an inventory. So if he's purchased anything, we can see these are all the instruments that he's purchased from us. So if we come in here and we choose this flute, for example, we're going to be able to see that there's warranty information. So if he still has warranty on the item, it's right there. We can track that.
That's so cool.
If we've had this item in here before, which we can see, this was in here on March 9th for a standard overhaul.
So if somebody comes in and says, hey, I want the same strings I had last time.
Absolutely.
It's super easy to pull up.
Or if they come in and they say, I had this in here 2 weeks ago, you said you were going to fix this, you didn't fix it. We go back in and we look, oh, Mr. Customer, we had this in 6 months ago. We didn't fix the bridge. We did a standard overhaul or whatever it might be.
Right.
So it's nice for you to be able to track and kind of keep up to date.
You can show them the history.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And there's just a lot of nice things that you can set up services. So it's quick and easy to be able to go in and add a new service without having to do a bunch of manual entry. We can simply put that in. If there's parts associated, it will bring the parts in. So now when you're providing an estimate, it's a good sound estimate. It's not something that you put the service in and I forgot, oh, it also needs these parts and these parts and these parts. And now the customer thinks, oh, am I getting scammed because my estimate went from $25 to $75?
Right.
When really it should have been $75 on the front end.
Right.
So, and then we were talking about, creating delivery tickets, and Adam was referring to the ability to send out an automated phone call when the repair is completed or send out a text message.
Yeah, so
So
that's
a lot
super
of
cool.
Yeah, absolutely. A lot of cutting edge
I'd
stuff.
rather have that than call.
Right.
So,
Yeah. Well, and it's easier for you as a store owner to be able to not have your employees tied up with, sitting making these calls. It just automatically pushes it out.
so just hook up the wireless if you want to, and they can it'll do the texting.
Yeah, and you can put in the verbiage that you want, or you can have a pre-recorded message. You can put in topics or tags that will fill in the customer's name or the amount that their ticket is going to be for.
So you can set up a template and it'll do the rest.
Yes.
Okay.
Yep. So a lot of very cool stuff there.
Awesome. And easy to print out. Is it easy to print this information out and say like a receipt sheet?
Sure, absolutely.
And then
So-
that way I can just stick it with the guitar with a blue piece of tape and then it's off.
Yeah, definitely. So we'll go ahead and we'll do that for you right now.
Alrighty.
So, and also a lot of repair shops, I don't know if you're doing it, but if you need to take a deposit.
We do.
So at this
Special
point,
orders type stuff.
Yep, I could say, well, we're just going to take a $50 deposit. So this will now go out to my point of sale as well. So we'll just go ahead and save that. Goes out to our same payment screen.
Perfect.
Fluency, consistency. We'll take cash again. And now we'll print this receipt out. And at this point, you could also set up a variable for like what you're talking about, where one goes with the customer, one stays with the instrument. So it's done right here, right now.
That's perfect. So you can just do two.
Absolutely. Just print off two. And it's got all the details about this is the instrument, so that we're making sure it's tracked with that serial number. It's got all the stuff that we're doing with it. It's got the fact that we took a deposit, tax involved, and everything involved.
You can fit that on a 3-inch.
This absolutely could be on a little receipt paper as well.
Awesome.
Yep, it'll reformat it so it all looks good.
Awesome. Absolutely love that, buddy. All right, let's move over to the lessons and appointment thing. You guys are calling modules?
Right. We've got different modules because, again, like you're talking about, you do repairs and lessons. Some people do the full line where they're doing online rentals, they're doing short-term rentals, and so on.
Sure.
So if
I'm
we exit
sure
out of there.
as we get into the software, you guys will educate us more and more about the different modules you have and
Definitely.
getting into the retail. Because I was talking to my beautiful wife over here about that, and we just haven't really had time to do it.
Right.
She's got her own job. I got my shop.
Yeah,
So-
and that's the nice thing about it. And again, we certainly don't want to put down QuickBooks. They have their niche and what
They've
they
been
do.
fantastic.
All right, so they do some things very well. But when you get into looking at something that's special for the music industry, we've been at, like I said, since 1984. So we've got technical support staff that know what your businesses are doing. They are able to take that and not just answer questions, but they put it in real world so they can figure out, oh, this is what you're really asking, so this is what you should do to make it the most effective use of the functionality.
Yeah, I'm realizing that now, way too late.
Yeah.
But it's probably not a bad time to get into it because of all the changes.
Yeah, a lot of new technologies. It's never too late because you're always going to be able to advance and move on. Like
Yeah.
you said, it's not just a lateral move. You're moving for a reason to go up to another level.
Yeah. And honestly, it's about the same price point if I was switching over to the new point of sale that the QuickBooks has and the new online version of QuickBooks. It's really a little bit more, but it's not that much more.
Right.
So
Yeah.
surprisingly, it's competitive.
And we hear that quite a bit, actually. A lot of times we get put into a price point where people think that our software is too low for what we say it can do.
How much it is. How much
Exactly.
You get on
They
there.
think that it should be more, so what's the catch? Why is it so cheap? So
Hopefully this will help pay for it a little bit.
yeah.
All right, Ron, let's talk about the lessons and appointments module of the software, buddy.
Right. So the lessons module, this is probably the easiest way that I typically will recommend people go into it, and it's from the calendar viewpoint. So we can simply go in there and select the type of lesson. You can put in whatever lessons you make available. So we'll just select a guitar lesson here. And then of course any instructors that you've got, if you've got 3 or 4 or 5, you'll be able to choose from the list. And then it's really easy to go in and select the time. So if they're wanting Wednesdays at 10 o'clock, you simply right click and we'll go in and we'll add a student. It's going to pull from our existing database. So we'll choose Mike Anderson here. And at this point it's just a tab through. So you can go through all the different fields. We can select the end time of the lesson. We can select the instructor rate. We can, if you have different levels, 1, 2, intermediate, beginner, whatever it might be. And
Cool.
You can also put in their birth date. A lot of times stores will do that so you can track that and so that you can use that for marketing. So if I want to send them out, some special invitation on their birth date or their birth month for that
cool.
matter.
I don't have that right now.
Yep. The rate, you can put that in, the room or the facilities where they're going to be doing the training.
Awesome.
A lot of times you might not know how long are they going to do this lesson for.
Right.
Is it a couple weeks, is it a couple months, or is it indefinite?
Right.
So we'll just set this up as indefinite with no end date. You can also set up the billing. So if the billing is going to be weekly or if it's going to be monthly, however you want to do that.
Very cool.
You can, through our system, do auto pays. So if you simply want to bill them at the beginning of the month for the whole month, you can just keep their credit card on file and just bill them.
We're able to do that now?
You're able to do that,
FCC
absolutely.
don't mind, huh?
Yep.
Well, you know what? That would be big, huge,
Yeah.
because so
If you
many
got a
kids
couple hundred lessons.
We got 180 students a week.
Yep.
And a lot of kids, they just get dropped off. Parents have to come in. They're not here, whatever.
Yeah.
And so anyway.
Yeah, this way they put their credit card on file and they authorize the fact that you're going to be charging it, and you just go in and you can run those through. So if you want to do it on a weekly basis, you could run 180 through with basically 3 clicks of the computer.
That's
It'll
amazing.
go through and grab them. Yeah.
That's amazing. Yeah. Super cool. I love that option nowadays.
Yep. So we can do that, and we're just going to go out and we're going to create the scheduling records for those. And looks like we did have an end date in there, so we'll just pop that out. So we're going to go ahead and create those records. Now what this is doing is it's building that into that calendar moving out into the future. And
Super cool.
had there been any conflicts, those would come up and those would identify themselves so that you don't forget about it. And now you have 2 people coming in at the same time.
Love it.
We're also going to go ahead and create those billing records. Same thing, we got to put the date in there. So that's just setting it up so that now those invoice records, when we push those out, will be created so that when we do the auto pays or whether we take individual payments, those will all be there ready to go. Okay, at this point, we could also email the instructor to let them know we've just set up a new class for you, forewarning them.
Awesome.
We can send out an email to the student letting them know, here's confirmation, this is when you should be here, and all that good
I
stuff.
love that.
So we save that now.
So that's a full functional, does it remind them of their lessons via email as well? Or is it just one email that goes
You
out?
could do that. Yeah, that's just going to be their initial one. Now we do have tools that you could go in and you could run email blasts. So at the beginning of the week, you could put in the criteria that would send out an email letting them know you have a lesson this week.
Cool.
It's also really popular, like if you have an instructor that is on vacation or calls in sick,
Perfect.
you can now send out and say, please call in and set up a makeup lesson because that's not going to happen this week.
That's so cool.
So cool, yeah. So, and now we can see, I forgot to put the name in there, but we've got that set aside. And as we go into the next week and the next week and the next week, it's in there.
It's just there.
Yep.
Beautiful, beautiful. Let's see what else. We've covered repairs. Looks like I can't really think of any other questions off the top of the head now. What else should we be looking for?
Yeah, well, like we were
General
talking
ledger.
about, general ledger, so it's got a full accounting package. You can enter in your AP invoices, you can do your journal entries, you can get your financial reports, your income statements, your balance sheets, the normal financial reports.
Yeah, it's just a no-brainer.
Yep. And then like we were talking about, not necessarily for you, but we also have the short-term rentals, the long-term rentals.
On those
Sure.
general ledgers, you probably have specific lines already set up for music stores, don't you?
Yeah, we've got
that's going to be better right off the bat.
We've got a set of we've got a chart of accounts that is for a standard music store. Now you can go in, you can change those, you can add to it, but it's going to have the normal basic accounting ones in there.
Awesome. Let's see what else. Lessons, billing and scheduling, returns, employee messaging. What's that?
Yeah, so that's just basically an internal IM, instant messaging within the software. So if you've got multiple stations set up and I need to send a quick message over to another employee who's logged in, I can just type in a quick message. Or shift changes a lot of times when it's nice to have that too. I can send a message because maybe you come in a half an hour later than I do, but there's something that I want you to know, but I don't want to just put it on a sticky or a notepad that could get moved, displaced, whatever.
Super cool.
So now when you log in, it's going to say, hey, remember to clean the toilets because I didn't do it.
I love that.
Yeah.
Because as somebody who is the boss, per se, you have to, I hate to have to tell everybody to do this. If I could just tell them, say when it pops up, hey, do this, do that, and it does it like weekly,
yeah,
that would be the bomb.
Yeah, so you can set that up, and it's just a nice internal communication mechanism.
You're
and it
delegating without having to...
without being the heavy.
Without having to give your attitude to them.
Right.
I kind of like that.
Right.
Let's see what else.
And it's got an employee time clock too, so you can use this to track all of the time.
Super cool. That makes it easy. Let's see. Adam, you got anything you want to say, buddy?
That's about it. All the reports are there as well for inventory control,
that's some of the things that I want to look into is the inventory control.
Yeah, mass mailers out of the system. So
love that.
Whether it's returns or items that people have purchased through a date range, your top 10 customers, different things like that to do mass marketing out of the system as well.
So yeah, in total we've got probably over 250 standard reports.
Wow.
And then within each report, it also has different filtering criteria. So you could really be up in the thousands of different minute reports that you could be doing too.
Much better than what I currently have. Awesome. Well, guys, I don't really know what else to ask you, but thank you so much for your time.
Yeah, well, we appreciate it as well, Joel.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Yes, sir. Thank you. And thanks everybody for checking it out. If you're wanting to start a store or wanting to change over, definitely come check out these guys. They're awesome. It's Tri Technical Systems, and it's called AimSI. Is there like a certain version of it, or you guys? What other industries are you guys covering?
We cover a lot of different industries that are similar to the music industry. Bicycle industry, because again they do rentals, they do repairs. It's serialized items is a big thing, obviously in all those industries, firearms industries. So we kind of branch out, but it's all the same basic criteria of customers that we're looking for. Retailers from the small to the large.
Yeah, awesome. Thank you so much, guys.
Thanks.
Appreciate it, guys.
All right.
You guys are awesome.